So, Ginger,
Yeah?
you know how we wanted to start a podcast, but we were having trouble coming up with a topic?
Yeah?
Okay, so here's my pitch. The topic of the podcast is us trying to come up with the topic for the podcast.
What, like we pitch each other podcast ideas and that's the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. We could call it, What Should Our Podcast Be About?
Miles, that's really stupid. Let's do it.
What should this song be about? I'm trying to figure it out. What should this song be about? Could you perhaps help me out? I've had a moment of doubt. What should this song be about? Welcome to What Should Our Podcast Be About? The podcast where we try to figure out what this podcast that you're listening to right now should be about. I'm Miles Grover.
And I'm Ginger Barham.
I have one correction from last time.
Okay, hit me.
Welcome to the wonderful world of weevils, the podcast where we talk about weevils. My correction is that I was very wrong about how many weevils there are.
Are there more or less?
A lot more. I said there were 6,000 species of weevils.
How many are there?
Guess how many there actually are.
20,000.
97,000 species of weevils. I don't know where. I think I was thinking of ladybugs from what I was talking about a couple episodes ago. When I said 6,000, there's 97,000. So there'd be quite a few species to talk about for our podcast.
So evolution's just like kept iterating, huh? Just like we just don't have these guys quite right.
No, it's I think it's the opposite. When you get a ton of species like that, it means like this is a great way to do an animal. Let's do it in all the different niches and stuff.
So they're like Oreo cookies.
Yeah, they're more like Oreos, where it's a popular thing and we can make it all kinds of different ways and it's still good, right? Beetles are like that too. There's hundreds of thousands of kinds of beetles too.
Yeah, and the CEO of Weevils is like, guys, we don't need to make any more Weevils.
We should just stick to the basic weevils. Yeah. Except there isn't really they're not like Oreos in that way. There's not like one normal kind of weevil and the rest are weird weevils.
There might be.
They're all weird. They're all equally valid, I guess.
You sound like you're doing your best to not offend any weevils that might be listening.
That's right. A big weevil contingent listening. So that's all I had for updates, I guess. Do we want to talk about podcast ideas for the podcast that we do about podcast ideas? No. Okay. Well, podcast over.
So I said before we started that I was just going to try a new improv thing, which is just saying no.
Instead of yes and, it's no period.
No period.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be a short episode, I think.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Do you want to do social media?
On the podcast, no. In life, no.
Also no. Yeah. Okay. But actually though,
do you have
ideas? Because I have some ideas.
I have one recycled idea.
Okay, recycled ideas are also just as valid, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna shoot it down again.
Okay, cool.
A podcast where we just talk about all the cute things our son does.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's doing more cute things.
He's doing cute things, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of the podcast we do already, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, and I forgot. I do have one other idea that's probably better than this one, but I'll talk about that later.
We'll come back to that. Okay. Do you have an example?
Yeah. He started saying ball, and it's really cute.
Ball.
He says bah.
He also says bath, which he pretty much says like bah.
Bah.
Pretty much the same.
He gets very excited when you say, do you want to go take a bath? And he runs to the stairs and says bah, bah. Okay, this is a good one. This is one that actually people might enjoy hearing. So he has never been to daycare. I do try to get him like social time. We go to story time at the library. I try to have like meetups with other parents. But he's definitely spent more time around cats than other children.
Right. He's socialized by the cats.
Yeah. And so he thinks that at some point he decided from watching the cats, I guess, that headbutting someone, like walking into them and rubbing your head against them or butting them with your head is a good way to like say hello.
Yeah, because the cats do that to him. He does it to the cats.
So he did that at the park last week. And luckily the kid was little enough that he just kind of took it in stride and was like, well, this is a fun game. But at some point we're going to have to teach him we don't headbutt random
human
people.
social cues rather than cat social cues. Yeah.
but it was pretty adorable.
If he starts to try to lick another kid's butt, we'll be in trouble, I think.
Yeah. I mean, cats don't really lick each other's butts. Just their own butts.
No, they absolutely do. Our cats do, and I've had cats where like that seemed like all they did. The two cats would just sit there like licking each other's butt all day.
I feel like they sniff, but I've never seen them full on lick.
No, they do for sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good time, but they seem to like it.
I know. This took a turn I wasn't expecting.
Well, hopefully Rory won't learn that behavior.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you have other cute stuff Rory has been doing?
Yeah.
I mean, he's saying lots of like words. He's like really starting to get like we were having ravioli for dinner the other night, and I was like, "Can you say ravioli?" And he was like, "Ravia."
Yeah.
I was like, he actually tried to say it and kind of did.
Yeah.
Like he's really starting to do that.
Yeah, he's really starting to like imitate words more. Yesterday, he has a little like kitchen set that's got like a fake little plastic pasta strainer.
Mm-hmm.
He was holding that, and you were holding him, and you said, because he was kind of sticking it on his head, you said, "Is that a hat?" And he immediately stuck it on your head.
Yeah, that was very cute.
That was pretty cute.
Yeah. It was really warm in the house, so I'd taken my shirt off, and he grabbed my shirt and was like putting it over his head. So I like put it on him actually, and he was wearing my shirt and looked like a little wizard robe.
So cute.
Like huge, obviously, on him.
Maybe we'll post a picture on our Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was adorable. What else? The other day, I've like told him it was time to put his shorts on, and he grabbed the shorts and held up one leg and kind of set them on his leg, because that's about the best he can do right now.
Yeah, it's very cute also when you're like, it's time to put on shoes, and he like grabs a shoe and kind of like sets it on his foot.
Yeah. He's like not sure of the mechanics of this yet.
He doesn't quite know, but he knows that's where it goes. I mean, he pretty much always picks the wrong foot to put it on.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He also will like grab both of his ears if you ask where are your ears, which is pretty cute.
He grabbed my ears and was like moving my head around with my ears the other day.
Yeah. So lots of cute stuff.
He's in a very cute stage.
And we will constantly have material because every day he is doing cute stuff.
Right. So what's the name of this podcast? Cute stuff Rory does.
The Rory Show.
Uh-huh.
No?
I think he could use work probably. He's gotten better at animal sounds. Like he did a duck quack the other day.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And he used to be good at roaring, but now whenever it's an animal that roars, you're like, what does it say? He goes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Or he'll go, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I just make a loud noise here.
Oh, there's another really cute thing that we realized might be a flaw in our parenting technique that he did, which is we were at a restaurant. So he has a book where it's like opposites, and one of the pages is quiet versus loud. And so when we get to that page, we go like quiet, shh, quiet, loud, right, and yell, right. So whenever we go quiet, shh, he goes ah, right. He like starts
he
yelling.
knows loud is coming,
right. And he loves to anticipate it. And then we were at the restaurant and he was being kind of loud and we were like, shh. And he was like, ah.
We were like, oops.
Whoops. We've trained him to yell when we say to be quiet.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. It was not.
It was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That restaurant, they had freeze-dried strawberries.
Oh, he ate like 3 plates.
He ate so many of them. He just chomped those down.
The waitress loved it. She thought it was great. She was like, he can have as many as he wants.
Yeah.
I'll just keep bringing him.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk about cute things Rory did all day, but do you have any ideas?
Yeah. Okay, sure. I guess we can come back to that if we don't have anything else better. I don't think we've talked about this on the podcast before. We had an idea for a podcast before we started this podcast. We were trying to come up with podcast ideas, which, is how this podcast came about, obviously. But it was a podcast called How to Kill God. And
oh, yeah, I do remember.
And the idea was like we would take impossible situations and try to figure out like how we could maybe do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if we were going to really kill God, what would we have to do kind of thing?
Yeah.
And we didn't quite feel like there was enough there for a whole podcast, or at least we were having trouble with it. But I do feel like it could be a fun thing to talk about for an episode or two of this podcast, maybe.
Okay. Do you have an example of an impossible situation that you want to try and
solve?
solve?
I figure we might as well start with how we would kill God.
Oh, okay. Well, God's not real.
Right. So, I mean, there's different ways you could take it, right? You could go by like the idea that like a God exists based on their followers. And then if you can stop people from following them, then the God, withers away or whatever. That's kind of a trope in fantasy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or we could try to be more literal and be like, okay, we need to get to heaven with a bazooka or whatever, right? Like, does he have a physical presence?
How do we get Christians to stop being Christians?
Right.
Oh, man, I do wish I knew the answer to that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit less fun of a way to approach it.
Yeah.
But we could go down that route.
Yeah. So you would rather...
We need a God-killing bazooka.
Okay, but so we've got to kill ourselves.
Okay, to get to heaven, you're saying.
To get to heaven.
Is that the only way to
Are we going to go to heaven, though? Because we don't believe in God, so...
Right, and killing yourself, sends you to hell, usually.
Yeah.
At least in Christian theology I'm familiar with. But, I mean, I guess we don't necessarily have to go to heaven, because God is everywhere, right? In theory, according to stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he lives in heaven, so that'd be the main place to get him. But
okay, so if God lives in everything, we can just take a bazooka to some butterflies.
Okay, kill him a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
We just have to destroy the entire universe.
Destroy the entire planet.
Okay, the entire universe, not just the planet.
The entire universe.
Including ourselves.
Flawless.
Yeah, okay. That would potentially work, I guess. I think God might, in theory at least,
intervene.
Exist outside of that is what I was going to say. Like, he could just make another universe, I guess. So maybe that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
If we go by Mormon theology, I think God lives on a planet called Kolob or something like that. So we need a spaceship to get to Kolob, wherever Kolob is.
I don't know about Mormon theology.
Do you know?
And also I don't know about Mormon theology.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Did you watch Battlestar Galactica?
Yes.
They actually go to a planet called Kobol, I believe. At one point, and that's where they thought they were headed or something like that.
It's like Earth, basically, right?
I think that's I think at the end they get to Earth.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers, I guess. But
I mean, if you haven't watched Battlestar Galactica yet, you're probably not gonna.
There's just like a weird sort of undercurrent of Mormon theology stuff in Battlestar Galactica. Interestingly, I think there might be more in the original show. I didn't really watch that though.
Where do Cylons figure into the whole Mormon theology?
Yeah,
because if there are if there's Cylons in Mormon theology, I might be interested.
Might be more interested. Yeah, not that I recall.
No,
from my time as a Mormon, but maybe I didn't get into the deep lore. Anyway, but
the deep lore.
But anyway,
I mean, I appreciate that you are like, this is fiction.
Yeah.
I didn't get into the deep fiction.
Yeah. Speaking of fiction, in Supernatural, angels can like create a portal up to heaven that I think the Winchesters go through at some point.
Oh yes, we just got to track down some rogue angels.
Yeah.
Then we get to heaven. Because we have to have a way to get to heaven without dying.
Right. Well, I mean, because dying isn't going to get us to heaven.
Right.
At least not. I guess we could. No. Well, so
if we are plotting to kill God, we're probably not going to.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like, we could try to live really righteous lives and die of old age and then go kill God. But
he sees everything, right?
Yeah. In theory, he potentially would know our intentions there and it wouldn't work.
Right.
So we have to have a different way to get to heaven.
Yeah. So portal.
A portal, some kind of portal to heaven, or could we bribe the Grim Reaper? We'd have to get like close to
How
death.
does the Grim Reaper feel about God? We'll have to feel it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this has potential.
Yeah, it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's also really stupid, and you have to make a lot of,
Yeah, no, it's really stupid, but that's our podcast,
yeah,
and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, so we could come back to that if we want.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have another idea? I think you said you had one that was better than your Rory's cute idea.
So I did have another idea. It would be a very research-heavy idea.
Okay. So far, I don't like it.
And it would also be very specific to us and our preferences. The idea is a podcast where over time we compare various factors. We check out like various cities, towns, villages, everywhere within the U.S. probably.
Okay.
Just to narrow it down.
Okay.
And we determine what is the best possible place to live. So we compare
best place for us to live overall.
Overall, like we look at like housing prices, we look at like, is there a Cheesecake Factory? Is there a Wegmans?
Okay.
Is it walkable?
Right.
Do bands tour there?
Right. Okay.
What's the public transit like?
Okay, that's that might be a little bit less of a podcast idea and more of a life idea, but it could be a podcast, I suppose. Yeah. We could. I mean, if we want,
it would be a very like long-term podcast.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of the United States is fucking huge.
Right. Right. I mean, if we wanted to talk about that, we could talk about places we've already lived and the pros and cons and stuff, and like try to imagine what would be a better version or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one flaw in that is that the like biggest factor, I think, of like good place to live. I mean, well, maybe this is overstating it, but one really big factor is, do you have like friends and loved ones there or nearby?
Well, right? Yeah, we'd have to not factor that in.
Right. Like, we're in Albany to be close to Svetlana, basically. Right. But I also have some friends here. But we're also
far from, like, everyone else.
Right.
All of our other friends and family.
Well, we're not too far from some of my family, but yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean...
we're not super close.
We're not super close, yeah. And I'm across the country from a lot of my family.
Right, yeah.
Because, I mean, if we were factoring that in, I'd be like, Seattle, bam, done.
Right.
Well, if we bring Svetlana with us.
Yeah, sure.
But, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, okay, so we ignore that and we try to find the like ideal place for us to live.
Right. With the caveat that obviously you're going to move there and have to make all new friends as an adult, which we know is hard.
Right. Or convince all our friends and family to move there.
Yeah, which we know is also hard.
Also very difficult.
I mean, we couldn't convince them to move to Brooklyn, so I don't think we're going to convince them to move to Albany.
No. We almost had some friends that were going to move to Albany, but it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, well, it was because another friend was almost going to move here.
Right.
And if she had, then they might have considered it. Instead, everybody ended up back on the West Coast.
Right. I think we could still factor it in as like, well, this place doesn't have that much stuff, but we do have friends nearby. Yeah. Right. So that could up it in the estimation.
Yeah. I mean, it would all have to be very hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
As in, like, obviously we're not going to leave here because this is where Svetlana is.
Right.
So for this podcast, we would have to disregard that. But that is because it's a hypothetical scenario. Like, where's an ideal place to live?
Well, I'm saying, like, if we had two towns that were basically the same in terms of, public transit and having a Wegmans or whatever, but one of them was close to a bunch of our friends, I think we could factor that in and say this one's probably a better choice for us.
Or this one's closer to Svetlana.
Or whatever, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. We could talk about, Seattle. We lived there. We love it. We have lots of friends and family there.
They have taco time.
They have Qdoba, which we don't have here in Albany.
Do they have Qdoba? I guess they do.
Yeah, for sure. They had...
no Wegmans. But they do have Trader Joe's, which we also have here.
Yeah. Certainly bands go there.
Yes.
Traffic is horrible there.
Traffic is horrible.
And getting worse. Housing prices
are fucking insane. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much Seattle or surrounding areas are pretty much out because.
Well, I mean, we could rent there.
Yeah, right? We could rent. We could easily rent.
My sister Sarah, friend of the pod. Hi Sarah.
Hi Sarah.
Has moved out there because she works at Microsoft and they're renting. So I mean, that's a plus in the column of more families out there, I guess. But yeah, we would have to, if we wanted to live in Seattle proper or even the surroundings,
we'd have to
rent, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Same if we wanted to move to Brooklyn. But I think we could say for, the podcast, we don't necessarily have to buy somewhere for it to be a viable place to move. Right?
There's got to be a lot of pluses in the plus column to move somewhere where housing is a lot more expensive.
Right. Well, which is typically how it works, right? Because housing gets expensive in places with lots of pluses.
Yeah.
Right. But not necessarily all pluses for us. Right?
Yeah.
I don't care about being close to Amazon, for example.
Right.
In Seattle.
Right.
Whatever, but
good camping.
Good camping around Seattle, yeah.
Good hiking.
Yeah.
You're into that sort of thing.
Which I'm not really, but...
I am.
You're not into hiking
in
that
theory.
much.
I don't get to do it very often. But
I've been on one hike with you ever, which was a disaster. And also, I've never heard of you going on hikes.
I have gone on many hikes.
I'm saying while we've been together, you haven't been on any hikes.
That's because I don't have any. I can't hike alone, and you don't want to go hiking.
Well, you've never even asked really to hike.
Well,
Except that
a lot of times we have Svetlana with us when we go out into nature, and I turned her against hikes forever.
Yeah. That was a disastrous hike that one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to talk about get into that.
Well, we haven't been camping also because we had a baby.
Right. Sure.
And if we go camping, I would like to go hiking.
Yeah.
So don't be out here thinking I don't love hiking just because I haven't had opportunities to do it.
Okay. But so being close to nature is a bonus of the Seattle area. Mm-hmm. And here, I guess. We're not very far from.
Yeah, actually, we haven't really taken advantage of it again because we have a baby, but Rory's getting old enough to like run around. So I think we're going to take a day trip out to Lake George in like next week or so. And maybe that'll be another plus for Albany is it's really close to Lake George.
Right. Sure. Okay. So that's an idea. I don't know how like fun or funny it is, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Overall, I would say could be interesting.
What do you got? You got more? You got more for me?
Let's see. Well, we were talking just before we started recording about Halloween coming up. We could do a podcast where we figure out what our costume's going to be.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, it's almost September, which means it's basically Halloween.
Right. It's August, which is basically September, which is basically October, which is basically October 31st.
Yes. No, but I mean, honestly, when you get to the end of August, you got to have your costume figured out.
Right, sure. If you're going to make it or something.
Yeah.
Speaking
you
of,
still gotta have time to get all the elements, even if you're not gonna make it.
Well, if you're just gonna buy a costume, it doesn't take very long, I guess. But
you gotta research and make sure it's a quality costume. No, there's some really crap costumes out there. Like you gotta be real careful if you're buying your costume.
If you're that worried about it being a crappy costume.
Well, I am. Have you met me?
Speaking of it being mid-August, happy birthday to Ginger.
Oh, thank you.
We are about to go to New York for a week for Ginger's birthday to celebrate.
We haven't been back actually since we moved, so pretty excited.
Been about a little over a year.
Gonna take Rory to lots of cool places. Hopefully go to a couple Broadway shows.
Hey, I'm in New York. I got a gun. Let's go to a Broadway show.
I'm not going to bring a gun.
Is that do people get Wayne's World references anymore?
I didn't even catch that it was a Wayne's World reference. I was like, he's referencing something.
Yeah, there's like a scene where they're like on the Wayne's World show in Wayne's World 1 or maybe Wayne's World 2. I don't remember which one, where they're like in front of a green screen and they're like magically being transported to different places and doing their impression of what it's like there or whatever. And that's their New York. And then they go to Delaware and they're like, hi, I'm in Delaware.
I do remember that part. Yeah. Okay. Yep. It was kind of a deep Wayne's World
A little bit of a deep cut from Wayne's World, yeah. Anyway, but costumes. You're thinking about doing a Dorothy and Rory is Toto costume.
Yeah, because my thought is this is the last year that I'll get to pick his costume for him. I think by next year, he'll be old enough to like have a say in his costume. And I want him to get to pick his costume.
Yeah, maybe to some extent.
Yeah. But right now, he could care less. He doesn't have any costume opinions. I don't think he will by October.
We could also talk about our costumes last year. We might have talked about them a little bit on the podcast. I can't remember, but last year we did Addams Family, which actually worked out okay.
Yeah, sort of.
He looked very cute for the brief period when we could have him in his costume with his hair combed and so he was Pubert.
And I was Morticia.
And I was Gomez.
Yeah. The flaw was really that like mobility of my costume did not mesh well with holding a baby.
Right. Because she's got the like really bound together legs kind of dress or whatever.
Yeah, and a long wig, and I was just very restricted.
Well, we also couldn't get Rory to not rub his mustache off immediately.
Yeah, even trying to get it on him.
Yeah, we barely got it on him to begin with.
Very difficult.
But we had him in a pretty good little onesie that was like the one Pubert wears, a little spider on it or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had his hair combed, parted in the middle, and that was very cute.
Yeah, that was very cute. We got like one picture of it.
We went to a party and didn't do very much at the party, but I did hear some people at the party being like, that baby looks just like the baby from Addams Family.
I didn't catch that. That's great.
So that was cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
So that was kind of fun. But this costume, he would be a little doggy. What are you imagining just like a kind of furry onesie kind of thing?
I mean, there are Toto costumes out there
for babies.
But some of them are kind of iffy looking. So I don't know. I might just look for a onesie that's like a dog onesie and then like add the Toto hair myself, maybe.
Add the Toto hair.
Because it needs to have the scruffy Toto hair.
Okay. And you're thinking that wouldn't be part of the... How would you add that to a onesie?
Well, you just would get fake fur and glue it on.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not really able to imagine that properly, but if you know how you would do it, then that's cool.
I mean, I don't know how I would do it. I am considering options.
Yeah, sure. And you want to have him like in a basket.
I want to take some pictures in a basket.
Right.
I don't think we're going to like carry him around in a basket. He's quite large at this point.
Yeah, and squirmy.
But I think it would be cute to take some pictures in a basket.
Yeah. Okay. And and then that leaves me with, I guess, either finding a completely different costume or picking some other character from The Wizard of Oz.
And you've got so many. You could be the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah,
I don't know if flying monkey.
I probably don't want to paint my face green.
You could be Glinda.
Okay.
That'd be a little bit more elaborate.
I'd have to get a dress, a big pink,
a very large dress,
floofy pink dress, and a tiara.
You could be the Cowardly Lion.
I do have a Sailor Moon wig, but I don't know if that would suffice for a Glinda wig. Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
It's like directly yellow. It's not really blonde, right? It's
yellow. It's not yellow, really.
Yeah. I could just be Sailor Moon again, I guess.
Well,
I went one year for Halloween as Harry Sailor Moon. I grew out a mustache and wore a Sailor Moon, and I won scariest costume at work.
Well, that wouldn't really go with our family costume theme.
Yeah, no, but it would be easy. Is what I'm saying.
No, yeah. So we could discuss which of these options would be the easiest. I feel like the Cowardly Lion wouldn't be too bad.
Well, I mean, if I could just get a lion onesie type
thing,
then it would be pretty easy.
Yeah, and you can.
I guess I would probably want to paint a little nose on my nose.
Oh yeah, I could get to paint your face
or whatever. But
I'll paint your face for you.
Okay. And you're good at painting cat faces.
Yeah.
Because you did that with Svetlana one time. It looked really pretty realistic.
Although the Cowardly Lion really just has simple makeup.
Yeah.
It's very And
he talk like... No, that's not how he talks. I could figure out how to talk like him. I feel like his voice is... it's not coming out right now, but I feel like his voice isn't too hard to do.
Yeah, he's got a very What
do you say? What do you mean? What do you...
Put him up.
Put him up. I'm a dumb guy.
You could also be a scarecrow.
I guess that would be pretty easy. I mean, it's just clothes and some straw sticking out, I guess, and a little bit of face paint.
Yeah, could be kind of annoying.
I mean, easy in terms of, I mean, you have to collect all the right clothes for it. It would be a little bit annoying, actually.
It'd be a little bit more annoying than the lion.
Yeah. To get a hat and stuff.
The Tin Man, I think, would be
the most difficult, probably.
Yeah.
You could make yourself a tin costume out of cardboard, basically.
Yeah.
But that'd be a fair amount of work.
And I feel like if you could find a costume for the Tin Man, it's probably going to be pretty crappy unless it's really expensive.
Right, probably. And you probably would want to paint your face silver or whatever, right?
Yeah. Which would take a lot of work, and you'd have to get silver face paint because I have quite a few different face paints, but no silver.
Yeah. What other character? I could be a representative of the Lollipop Guild, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how that. I mean, I would have to.
You're just gonna walk around on your knees.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would it be offensive in some way to walk around on my knees? Would it be offensive in general to play like to do a little person costume?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It could be morally questionable, I suppose.
Yeah. That reminds me of a movie.
But also, I just think it would be annoying.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
you want to do
No,
it.
I don't, for sure. It does remind me of a movie that we need to see. We've never really talked about just doing a bad movie podcast very much because I feel like just because there's a lot of those already, but it also would be very easy for us to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a bad movie. This is a tangent, obviously, but there's a bad movie or a movie, which I assume must be bad, even though Gary Oldman is in it and Matthew McConaughey is in it. It's called Tiptoes.
Okay.
Have you heard of this movie?
No.
Matthew McConaughey plays a character who's getting married to a woman he met at college or something like that.
Okay.
And they go home to meet his family, and it turns out he's the only, I don't know what that was normal person. I don't know if that's
he's of the standard height.
He's the normal height person. He doesn't have dwarfism, but the rest of his family does.
Okay.
And some person in his family is played by Gary Oldman on his knees, doing being a little person for the movie. And it sounds bonkers. And I don't know if the rest of the little people in his family are played by little people actors or are other people on their knees or whatever.
They should be, obviously.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a movie we should probably watch at some point. I'm very curious about it because it seems nuts.
Yeah.
That
sounds pretty bad.
Yeah. Anyway, other costumes.
What are some other
fish? Horse of a different color. I could be a horse that changes colors.
Are there other family costume ideas we could come up with?
Wait, there was one more idea for Wizard of Oz that I brought up before and forgot about until just now, which is I could be the wizard and just walk around with a curtain in front of me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty funny.
And I could have a speaker and I'd be like, don't look behind the curtain, or whatever he says. I don't know. But booming voice. Yeah. I'm the great and powerful, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Oz.
Well, no, I know, but I meant whatever in terms of the rest of the stuff he says.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that could be fun, but also would be difficult because I'd be trying to walk around with a curtain in front of me the whole time.
Yeah, you'd be staring at your feet a lot.
Okay, what other family costumes?
We could be the Incredibles.
Okay.
Rory could be Jack.
Sure, okay.
You give him the little spiky...
Jack's just a baby in diapers, right?
But he's got the cute with
a little curl, yeah.
It's like a spike.
It's like a
Cupid doll spike.
Isn't it curl too? Maybe not.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about this because I did watch Jack
right.
Attack recently.
You're probably right. And you could be the mom with the big butt. And I'll be the very muscular dad.
I'm the mom with the big butt every day.
And I'm the very muscular dad every day. But we wouldn't cut off all Rory's hair and just put it in and have a little spike.
No, you just slick it.
He's got a lot of hair and it's very curly, and I don't know that it would slick very well into that whole thing.
Would do it with gel. Look at that. That would be pretty cute.
Yeah, sure.
So, okay, what are some other family costumes we could do?
We could do, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're on kind of a movie trend. So we could be, I don't know, Lilo and Stitch. Rory could be Stitch.
Rory would be Stitch. I would be Lilo. Who would you be?
I could be
one of the crazy scientists.
One of the other aliens.
One of the alien scientists.
Yeah.
I like the big one.
I could be the big shark guy.
I like the big Russian one.
That's the shark one, isn't it?
Is he? He's the one that's soon he will wreak havoc. He will destroy traffic lights and steal everyone's left shoe.
I think that's a big shark one, isn't it?
I think so. It's the bigger one. It's not not the guy from Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, there's a little Kevin McDonald yellow guy. Yeah. I don't know. It wouldn't be very easy to be the shark guy either as far as costume goes.
We could do Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, okay.
Yeah,
he could be Piglet. Rory could be Piglet.
Piglet.
I could be Eeyore, maybe.
Oh, you'd be Eeyore, okay.
Could be kind of fun, maybe.
Who would I be?
You could be...
Rabbit, probably.
Rabbit, okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could also just be Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Oh, bother.
All right, what else? What else we got? Let's see. We could be a very small portion of the Von Trapps.
Okay. You would be Julie Andrews.
I'll be Julie Andrews.
How do we solve a problem like Ginger?
Sorry.
No, I'm not into that. I'm already not into that.
I mean, it was funny. Yeah. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, just a couple of... We're
the Von Trapps.
After a horrible accident.
The Von Trapps in an alternate world where... Nope, never mind. That was going to go too dark.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to... Do you have more ideas? Or do we want to start talking about...
We should probably narrow it down. Yeah.
All right. So we've got cute things Rory does. We've got
How to Kill God.
We've got figuring out what city we want to live in.
And figuring out our costumes.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like we should talk more about How to Kill God.
Okay.
I feel like that one was the one I kind of wanted to continue the most.
Okay, sure.
All right. Is this podcast just going to be called How to Kill God?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That was one of the things I liked the most about this idea is I feel like that's a really good name for a podcast. If I saw a podcast called How to Kill God,
I would definitely click on it. Yeah.
Click on it, yeah.
All right. So we're going to find a rogue angel who can portal us up to heaven. So we've solved the problem of how to get up to heaven.
Or if it's Good Place rules, is there a back door into heaven? I guess they had a back door into the medium place, not into heaven.
Yeah.
No, they went through a mail chute to get into heaven.
But they had to get to...
They were all dead.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to. I like the idea of trying to find a rogue angel. Like I'd like to explore. Like, how would we identify a rogue angel? Where do they hang out?
Yeah, and would we have to trick them, or would we be looking for an angel that doesn't care if we kill God? I guess.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But let's one question at a time. So where do we find them?
I have no idea. At a diner in Minneapolis.
What's the most evil place?
The most evil place?
Yeah.
Hell?
No. It exists on Earth. If you were a fallen angel, where would you want to go?
Like a brothel or something, maybe? I mean, it kind of depends on like what kind of morality we're talking about, right? Because I don't think brothels are necessarily evil, I guess. I mean, they can be, but like, I'm just saying like sexuality is not evil to me, but in Christianity, it is, right? Or typically.
Yeah.
So would angels are these like straight up like Christian angels like we think of Christianity?
So you're saying these angels came here to fuck?
Maybe. I mean, or yeah, I don't know.
Like, well, what's something that angels couldn't do in heaven that they're like, let's go bowling?
Yeah, maybe.
We don't have bowling alleys in heaven.
Or they want to go to Denny's.
Why?
Because they can't go to Denny's in heaven. You know there's no Denny's in heaven.
Yeah, it's only in hell. Yeah, okay, fair.
So they all want some moons over my hand.
We went to Denny's. We stopped at Denny's on a road trip recently, and it was very not good.
I never know. Like, I used to enjoy going to Denny's. I never know, and like IHOP and stuff. And I never know if my tastes have gotten more refined or if stuff just sucks more than it used to. Or maybe
if
both.
It varies from place to place.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably varies quite a bit.
Yeah, it could be.
I just remember it was very salty.
Yeah, it was way salty. That's true. And the milkshake tasted weird, but...
Yeah. So rogue angels should not go to Denny's is what we're saying.
But they will.
But they will.
They can't go there in heaven.
Yeah. And they'll be like, well, this was not worth the trip.
Yeah. I mean, we get into a lot of weird questions as we try to pursue this, if we think too hard about it, I guess, which is my sort of main mode of being. Thinking too much
I'm trying
about
to
things.
keep you from thinking too hard about this.
Yeah. Because like, do angels have taste buds and stuff? Have they possessed a human body? Or do they have their own body? Does it have taste buds? If so?
Yeah. I mean, they have their own body and it has taste buds.
Okay.
Done.
Sure. So angels are just people, but maybe they have wings or something. Yeah. But they can I guess they can hide the wings when they go to Denny's.
Wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Under their big trench coats.
Right. Sure.
So we're looking for someone in a trench coat.
They've got a trench coat with a weird bulge in the back.
Kind of weird posture.
Yeah. They'll be at Denny's. They'll talk a little weird, like they won't really understand human stuff.
Oh, so this sucks. So we got to go to Denny's.
I mean, there's worse places we could have to go.
Like Applebee's?
Right. Oh, the rogue angels might be at Applebee's.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Applebee's is worse than Denny's.
Oh, Applebee's is worse than Denny's.
Really?
For sure. Like when I go to Denny's, it's like, oh, that wasn't as good as I thought it would be. When I go to Applebee's, I'm like, that wasn't as food as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Right? Like the stuff at Applebee's is like barely passable as food.
Really?
The stuff at Denny's is like cheap, shitty food, right? Like I feel like there's a significant difference.
I've only been to Applebee's once, I think.
If we have to go to Applebee's, is it worth killing God?
Well, we could just order drinks at Applebee's.
That's true. I guess we don't have to get the food.
Yeah. So Applebee's does have one thing that Denny's does not have, which is alcohol.
Oh, true.
So you get drunk enough. You get drunk enough and any food will taste good.
And the angels probably want to find out about being drunk.
Yeah.
Because they probably don't get drunk in heaven.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rogue angels are probably at Applebee's.
All right. So we're hanging out at Applebee's getting wasted.
Not too wasted. We still need to recognize the rogue angels.
We're hanging out at Applebee's getting buzzed.
Yeah, okay. We're getting buzzed at Applebee's. Are we just hanging out there like for long periods of time, just hoping that some angels will show up, I guess?
Yes. We're like, bartender, another. What if the bartender's the rogue angel? What if the rogue angel was like, I'm going to bartend at Applebee's?
Okay.
Just to see
just to get that slice of life.
Bottom of humanity.
I don't think bartenders are the bottom of humanity.
No. I meant the customers.
Oh, I see. Just to observe the bottom, the dregs of humanity.
Yes. Observe the dregs of humanity. I did not, no shade against Applebee's bartenders.
Right. Or
I don't know if Applebee's has its own bartender. I don't even know if that's a thing. So
I don't feel like it is, but maybe it is. I don't know. I guess I don't really go to the bar.
No shade against them. Or bartenders.
Or any of the employees at Applebee's particularly.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing a fine job.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're doing the Lord's work.
You got to do, well, and that's why they're angels.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go into Applebee's. We're going to just go to Applebee's every day.
How do we ask the bartender if they're an angel?
Well, if they're Mormon angels, there's a special handshake.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you?
There's a special handshake that that an angel can do that they're an angel.
Oh my God. Every time I think I've learned all of the fucking crazy things about Mormonism, I get hit with a new one.
There's a special handshake, and I think there's words you say as well. I forget what they are.
I'll just do, okay, so you'll teach me, do you know the handshake?
I remember one of them, kind of.
So you teach me the handshake.
I think there actually are multiple handshakes.
Because you're not part of the Mormon church, so you can't get in trouble for it, right? So you teach me the handshake, and then I'll be like, just.
And then you accidentally invoke the Necronomicon, and all the dead come.
And then the angel will have to step in.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All the zombie patrons at Applebee's rise up.
Because if you died at Applebee's, you know you're coming back evil.
Right. Okay, so we're going to do the secret handshake to the angels. We're hoping they're Mormon angels, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only angel handshake we know, so, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other option would just be
I can't believe that's real.
It's real. I mean, it's not real, but it's real.
I mean, it's just.
Well, I mean, if you believe that that God is real and he has angels on earth that want to come give you instructions, I guess you would need a protocol for identifying them.
I just feel like somebody at some point when like the Mormon faith was being made up should have just been like, oh, come on. Do you really think people are going to buy this?
Well, it's part of the secret stuff at the temple, so.
Oh, so you
got to be deep in.
You're letting out the secrets.
Yeah.
Wow, it's very like Knights of the Templar,
it's very Masonic.
Yeah,
it's considered. A lot of people consider that temple rituals to be based on Masonic stuff. I think Joseph Smith was a Mason or whatever, maybe, or something like that. But anyway, I think we want to hope they're not Mormon angels, because if they are, we probably have to be wearing the special Mormon underwear.
I always forget about the special Mormon underwear, and then it's just.
So, because I was going to say another possibility.
We should stop talking about Mormon stuff, or all I'm going to do is talk about how silly it is.
Yeah. Another possibility is we see their trench coats and their weird back lumps. And we like...
my lumps, my lovely angel lumps.
My lumps. We see that, we catch that they're angels, and we like blackmail them. Like, we're going to reveal that you're angels if you don't give us a portal to heaven.
Oh, but what? They're angels. Like, do you think they might just have the power to destroy us?
Well, that would also give away that they're angels, maybe, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know what our real leverage is against an angel.
Yeah.
If they've just got like their sword of Michael or whatever and can stab us with it, then...
Yeah, we got to be careful.
Yeah. We need some kind of, is there like a equivalent to like holy water?
Maybe we befriend the angels. Like okay, hear me out. We're just going to have to like drink at Applebee's a lot. Like we're going to show up for like Michael's shift every week.
Michael's shift.
Michael, the angel bartender. All angels are named Michael.
Oh, I feel like it's mainly the one angel that's named Michael, but okay.
It was the first angel, of course, the first angel name I could think of.
Sure.
So, yeah. So we're like, Michael, is that your real name? Michael? Where are you from, Michael? We chat up Michael. We get to know Michael.
And you don't think Michael has a cover story?
No, I think but he's going to get close to us, then confide in us.
Oh, okay. That he's an angel. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then we'll be like, so how do you feel about God?
Okay.
And
we're hoping that this angel that we spent all this time befriending
he's like down God. He's down here, so I don't think he does.
Well, I mean, he could just be an angel that's been sent by God to do something on earth, right?
God's not sending angels to bartend at Applebee's.
But maybe he wants to try to help people when they're at their lowest.
Okay, it is a good point. Yeah. It is a good point.
I feel like we need some kind of angel.
You're low, but are you drinking at Applebee's on a weeknight low?
Right? I feel like we need some kind of angel like protection or armor or like angel trap. We need a trap for angels.
Okay.
Like, because there's
so you don't want to befriend the angel.
Well, I feel like...
Because I was thinking we played a long game.
I feel like...
It'd be good to have an angel on your side.
It's true, but it's
especially
also...
if you're going to try to kill God.
Yeah, I just feel like most angels, like statistically, are probably not in favor of killing God. You'd have to be real lucky to befriend an angel, like to happen to befriend an angel that was into your idea of killing God.
Well, that's why we're at Applebee's.
So you think there's plenty of angels that come in there and we just keep befriending different ones until we find one that's A, okay with us killing God, and B, didn't already kill us for mentioning that to begin with.
Well, that's why I think that we are befriending the angel, like getting to know
We're
them.
Feeling out their feelings on God before we bring up killing him.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think it would be useful to have some kind of like leverage where they can't just kill us.
Yeah.
Like an angel trap or angel proof.
What would an angel trap be? Apparently it's the bar at Applebee's.
Like a roach motel for angels. On Supernatural, they have some like holy oil they can like put in a circle around the angel and then light it on fire and the angel can't get out.
Oh, right.
It's similar to like their devil trap that's like a pentagram or whatever. So I don't know, I guess if that exists or how we would get a hold of that.
Find some oil.
Special oil.
Everything exists on the internet. I bet we can DIY it.
DIY or just order it from the dark web or something.
The dark web. The hell web.
Yeah, we'd probably have to pay in Bitcoin so it can't be traced to us.
Dogecoin.
Pay in Dogecoin.
I mean, it's the dark web.
Dark web, yeah. Okay, so we've got some anti-angel stuff of some kind, which we're assuming must exist. And so we use that in case the befriending the angel doesn't work out.
Right, in case we get attacked.
So the angel...
Hopefully we never have to use it, but it's like our emergency pepper spray.
Yeah, exactly. It's our insurance policy. Yeah. Okay. And so then the angel, once we either befriend him or blackmail him or whatever, will either give us a portal or some way into heaven without dying.
Yes.
Okay,
so we're in heaven.
So we assume we've gotten to heaven, and I guess we're assuming that we're getting into heaven past the pearly gates. We don't also have to get through the pearly gates, right?
Yeah, no, the portal gets us beyond if it's a portal, I assume it's not taking us to the front gates.
Right.
We're going in the back angel
We're going
entrance.
down the mail chute or whatever.
The back angel entrance. Yeah. Angel back door.
That sounds a little bit questionable. I guess we're really befriending the angel.
The angels came here to fuck.
Right. We are in heaven now. We probably should have, before we did that, made sure we had our weapons and stuff.
Well, we did. But so let's talk about what weapon, how are we killing God?
Right. So God, if God must be killable, I guess, in our scenario somehow.
Yeah.
But is it... like,
are we telling a really good story that proves that God doesn't exist?
You're saying we like logic him out of existence? Okay.
But we got to get up there to do it.
We got to do it to his face.
Yeah.
You're saying it won't work if we just say it and he hears it because he hears everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I think that's not as fun as some kind of God killing bazooka.
Okay. What makes a bazooka God killing?
So, like, if it's a werewolf, they've got a silver. Silver is their weakness. If it's Superman, he's got kryptonite.
What's God's
like weakness? Is it something? Maybe it's something that like. What
if it was just like water? The Wicked Witch of the
Unholy
West.
water. I was thinking, first I was thinking, what if it's something just completely mundane and normal, like oatmeal or something? But that doesn't really make any sense.
Water's pretty mundane.
Yeah, water's about as mundane as it gets, I guess.
Yeah.
But water's like so mundane that it's like fundamental and becomes like kind of elevated again because it's so fundamental, I feel like. Whereas oatmeal, it's like, if oatmeal stopped existing in the world, nothing would really change that much. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that really makes sense anyway.
Mosquitoes.
I think mosquitoes are
God's weakness is mosquitoes.
Okay. Can you elaborate?
We shoot mosquitoes at him.
Oh, I mean, why would that be his weakness?
Because there's no way God created mosquitoes.
Okay. You're saying mosquitoes are a spawn of the devil.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. That could make sense, I guess. What about like wasps? Bees are fine, but like I feel like some wasps really seem like they align with the devil.
Yeah, but I feel like they have a usefulness like of some kind. That they pollinate something.
A lot of them do. Yeah, I guess they pollinate stuff and whatever.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Mosquitoes, we know mosquitoes could be wiped from existence and everything would be fine.
Right.
Right?
Well,
we're pretty sure.
We think that's the case, yeah.
And they're not contributing anything.
I was going to say maybe something like...
Satan sent one to our living room this morning, by the way, that kept trying to attack our son.
Oh, no.
Fuck you, Satan.
God damn it, Satan. Again with the mosquitoes, Satan. I was going to say maybe it's something like the appendix, where it's like, humans have an appendix which doesn't do anything except it sometimes explodes and kills you.
Oh.
So maybe it like...
So we need to explode God's appendix.
Well, I was going to... Maybe?
Does God have an appendix?
Well...
He created us in his image.
My logic is that if God is creating people, why would he put an appendix in there? There's no use for it. It's a relic of evolution, right? It's
because he has one. He created us in his image. So all we got to do is burst his appendix. I was a little bit imagining the appendix like that one episode of The Simpsons where the guy has to get his appendix out because it's about to explode, and the guy like cuts it out with a penknife and then throws it on the ground and it explodes. So I was thinking appendix is maybe like a grenade for God. Yeah, so we just need to pull the pin on his appendix?
Well, I was thinking we throw appendixes at him.
Oh, I see.
That are about to explode.
But he's God.
He's God.
I think we do need to explode the appendix.
He's got some kind of holy appendix that can be... What causes the appendix to explode? I didn't plan on doing medical research for this idea.
What causes appendicitis? Various infections such as viruses, bacteria, or parasites in your digestive tract. So we make God ingest a mosquito. So he's got a parasite in there. Maybe? A holy flea?
I think the parasites they're talking about are more like bacteria and viruses, right?
It says viruses, bacteria, or parasites.
Well, my point is that mosquitoes and fleas aren't internal parasites, right? Like a tapeworm or something.
Okay, a tapeworm.
Okay.
We give God a tapeworm.
So we give God a sandwich, which has a tapeworm in it, a holy tapeworm.
Uh-huh.
And the holy tapeworm gives him appendicitis.
Uh-huh.
And then we wait a few months. How long does it take for appendicitis to develop?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes for appendicitis to develop, but once it develops, you have about 48 to 72 hours before it bursts.
Okay, so we have to wait at least 48 hours.
Uh-huh. But we could just go hang out at Applebee's.
We just go back to Earth. We don't have to go to Applebee's anymore.
Well, we need someone to let us know. Does Michael pop out of existence when God dies?
Well, that's a question, right? Like, what happens when God dies? Would we know? Would we know if God was already dead? I mean, according to Nietzsche, he was already dead, right?
Yeah.
But would we know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess we could take the portal back up and check.
Right.
It's been a week. We're going to go check in.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, do we need to confirm the body?
God's not looking too good.
Will the sun blink out or something? Right? Like, it could be...
Well, no, because when an artist creates something, all of their paintings don't disappear when they die.
Right. But God might be not an artist, but the thing that makes the whole universe go, right? Maybe? We don't know the nature of God, right? I guess.
Is this a risk we're taking?
I guess.
Why did we decide to do this?
Yeah, we haven't actually said what our motivation is for killing God. Just to see if we can, I guess.
Yeah.
I still think we should have some kind of bazooka.
You just really want a bazooka.
I feel like killing God with a bazooka is the best way.
I didn't realize you were such an American.
Oh, is that a particularly American way to do it?
I mean, you want a big gun.
Well, I guess it's a big gun, but it's got a funny name.
Oh, you just like to say bazooka?
I guess. I guess that's the main thing.
Say bazooka without using one.
So we give him a sandwich and go, bazooka.
You can be like, here's some bazooka gum.
Okay, we put the tapeworm in some Bazooka Joe.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know how you even... Also, you don't swallow Bazooka Joe, so that probably wouldn't work very well. You don't swallow gum, right? You need to...
Yes, you do swallow gum.
You don't
God,
usually.
God is infinite in his knowledge, and he knows that it doesn't take 7 years to digest that shit.
He also probably knows that it's not particularly fun to swallow gum, though. And also, I guess he might know that there's a tapeworm in the gum.
Oh, yeah. How do we get one past God?
That's what I'm saying. We got to show up with a bazooka before he can do anything.
And we got to show up with a bazooka and shoot a tapeworm into his mouth.
Okay, it's a tapeworm bazooka.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm on board with that. So we load up a bazooka with a bunch of tapeworms, appendixes, and mosquitoes.
Yeah. Yes.
We just got to, we're gonna, this is a kitchen sink kind of.
Just shoot it all in there.
Shoot everything we can
just
think of.
Shoot it all in there.
And see if something's got to stick.
Yeah. Does it?
Well, that's our hope.
Yeah.
That's our best chance.
What if what we do is just piss off God?
Yeah. Presumably he just ends our existence. Well. Yeah. Presumably he just ends our existence at that point.
Yeah.
It really depends on if God has a body and if that matters, right? Like if blowing up his body or killing his body or whatever does that actually kill God, right? Or does he go back to the twisting nether and reform like demons in World of Warcraft? Although if you kill demons in the twisting nether, they really die. So I guess maybe that's why we have to go to heaven.
Heaven is the twisting nether?
For God. Okay. Yeah, for God's soul, I guess.
I see.
That's why we can't just kill God on earth.
Okay. So we have determined that a bazooka that shoots mosquitoes, appendixes
that are about to burst, and
tapeworms.
Tapeworms that give you appendicitis.
Into God.
Yes.
Excellent.
Are there any other things that we should load into our bazooka that would be good God-killing possibilities?
Food from Applebee's?
Okay. Like some really old mozzarella sticks or something.
I mean, I said food from Applebee's.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like from Applebee's, really I was being specific about the food.
I know. I was implying that it's all old mozzarella sticks.
That's all they have.
Yeah,
is old mozzarella sticks. I see. Okay.
They don't have any new ones
or anything else. They have drinks and old mozzarella sticks.
Old mozzarella sticks.
Okay. All right. Some food from Applebee's.
Cold mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Okay. We load those in. What else is there stuff that God clearly hates? Like stuff on earth.
Just would think of things that are the most evil. A few copies of Ready Player One.
Okay. I was thinking more like what kinds of things on earth are clearly cursed and not loved by God.
Some Chinese crested.
Yeah, Chinese crested dog is what popped into my mind actually too. I don't know if we want to load one of those into a bazooka though.
I'm just picturing it flying through the air.
With a bunch of tapeworms and mosquitoes and mozzarella sticks.
Like one of these snarly faces.
One of them making this horrible toothy face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've killed God.
Yeah.
I think we succeeded. One of those has got to work.
Yeah. What do you think, listeners? How would you kill God?
Yeah. Get in the comments. Let us know in the comments about your best God killing plan.
All right.
All right. Shall we wrap up then?
Yes. You can find all of our links to all of our social media on our website, which is coolpodcast.website. You can send us your ideas to ideas@coolpodcast.website. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Miles occasionally makes shorts and posts them there. And we also post our full episodes there.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Welcome to What Should Our Outro Be About? The outro where we try to figure out what this outro that you're listening to right now should be about. I'm still here.
And I'm also still here.
So one thing we need is to come up with a catchphrase or whatever for people to comment.
Yeah, this week's phrase is drinking at Applebee's.
Drinking at Applebee's. All right. Is that people might come up with that just listening to the rest of the episode though?
Yeah.
Right. It needs to be something that they have to stay through the end for, right?
I mean, they would just be guessing though.
But they might just say like, "Oh, I love drinking at Applebee's" or something, right? I mean,
nobody's gonna say that, Miles.
You never know. So yeah, nobody has done this yet, but I think we'll keep trying.
Okay. Do you have an idea for a secret phrase?
I don't, but I will just say something random like banana
toaster.
Banana toaster. There you go. Banana toaster.
Banana toaster.
That's fine.
Ring, ring, ring.
Banana toaster. That's not. They don't ring.
Sorry, I just thought of that skit from The State, which is like one of my favorite moments in The State when Michael Ian Black is a motivational speaker. And he's like, ring, ring. Hello? Who's there? Cheese? Wrong. Cheese cannot dial a phone.
All right. Sure. I don't remember that scene.
I do love me some absurdist comedy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we should rewatch The State sometime.
Anytime.
All the time.
All the time.
Hey, I'm the Popa.
Careful with the wine, Vincenzo.
My nice white suit. We should just watch that scene from The State over and over again. Do we have any outro stuff? We didn't get sneezing.
No, but I did enjoy listening to you struggle.
I tried. It almost made me
No one
sneeze.
can deny you tried.
I really tried. I snorted pepper, I guess.
So
basically.
don't snort pepper.
Don't snort pepper.
Is our life tip.
Unpleasant situation. And it almost made me sneeze, but not quite.
Yeah.
So, and you didn't really hear it in the recording, but I also tried to stick things in my nose to make myself sneeze, and that also almost worked. Because like when I've done, like COVID swabs before, like I've almost sneezed from those. So I thought, oh, maybe that would work.
I appreciate how candid you're being, like letting our listeners know that you voluntarily stuck things up your nose.
Yeah, I was trying to sneeze for the listeners so they could hear my sneeze.
The things he does for you, listeners.
I have sneezed since then, but it's hard to catch it on.
I know. It's funny. You feel like you sneeze all the time until like you're waiting for it.
Well, and
it's like, actually, I don't sneeze that much.
I literally cannot record myself sneezing.
Yeah.
You would have to catch me sneezing.
Yeah.
Bay caught me sneezing.
I mean, I will try to be extra alert this week. You usually do sneeze for a long time when you sneeze. So
yeah. I'll do
my best to share it with the world.
I was also trying to catch Rory sneezing because that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But that's also difficult to do.
He also laughs hysterically when we sneeze.
When we like pretend to sneeze.
Or at least when I sneeze.
Yeah.
When you sneeze, I think it maybe startles him a little.
Yeah.
We could, for our outro, name a few more cursed things that we think belong in the God-killing bazooka.
Okay. Some more cursed animals.
Cursed anything.
Things. Yeah, sure. Do you have thoughts of
No, I'm trying to think of some. Jeff Bezos.
He seems kind of the opposite of cursed, seeing as he's been the most successful or one of the most successful.
He's cursed a lot of people.
He's cursed other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't
He's responsible for a lot of evil. He's evil.
I'm not saying he doesn't work with the devil. I'm just saying like...
He's evil. We said evil things.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I guess Elon Musk could go in there as well.
Yeah. I mean, let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of them if we can.
We'll launch them at God out of a bazooka.
Yeah.
It's a big bazooka, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't survive.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'll find a clip from that Animaniacs sneeze and we can put that at the end.
Okay.
I didn't make that up. It's a little mouse.
A little mouse that
It's a little mouse that sneezes. It's got a cute little voice, but when it sneezes, it like blows everything out of the house.
Right, okay. So we're going to have another sneeze-based one. All right, that's fine. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that mouse sneeze, and thanks for listening. We are sorry, and we won't do better next time. Bye.
What was that podcast about? I'm trying to figure it out. Didn't catch what that was about.